You're listening to Aviation Marketing Hangar Flying, the community for the best sales and marketing professionals in the aviation industry. You can't learn to fly just from a book. You learn from other pilots who know the tools, the skills, and the territory. Your hosts, John and Paula Williams, are your sales and marketing test pilots. They take the risks for you and share strategies, relevant examples, hacks, and how-tos. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes so you won't miss a thing.
Welcome to Aviation Marketing Hangar Flying, episode number 66. Troubleshooting your marketing funnel, or why am I working so hard for so few leads?
I give up. Why?
Oh, you know. There's something wrong with your marketing funnel. So we're going to talk about that today. So I'm Paula Williams.
And I'm John Williams.
And we are ABCI, and ABCI's mission is
to help all you folks out there sell more products and services in the aviation industry.
Absolutely. So if you have questions, comments, anything else that you would like us to respond to, use the hashtag AvGeekMarketing. That will help us find your questions, comments, whatever, and we'll make sure that we respond to them on social media. We try to reply to every tweet. You can also leave comments on our blog, and we welcome those as well. Conversations with people like you that are listening to us really make this a whole lot more fun for us, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, big ideas today. One, this is like my New Year's resolution. Measure everything, right? Number 2, find the holes in your funnel. And 3, spend time and money to fix those holes in your funnel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so first of all, measure everything.
It said fix it. You mean fix them, because you're going to have more than one.
You're going to have more than one problem with your funnel, right? That's absolutely true. Most people have not done this perfectly, and even if you have it perfect, it's not going to stay perfect because that's the way it works.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So most people are familiar with the concept of a marketing funnel. Basically, you start with a big end at the top and a little end at the bottom. Our version of this is to kind of divide that funnel into 3 chunks. Phase 1, which is your advertising and prospecting activities. Phase 2, which is your building credibility and closing sales process. And phase 3, which is your referrals, resales, and recaptures. Now, most marketing companies concentrate 90% of their effort on phase 1, which is advertising and prospecting. And why is that?
Because they don't know any better?
Because, no, they know better. But that's how they make their money, right?
Well, not if you don't close sales.
Building beautiful advertising. They don't care if you close sales. They just want to win advertising awards for beautiful advertising.
Oh, you mean marketing companies?
Yes. Aviation and other types of advertising and marketing companies will want you to spend 99% of your marketing budget on phase 1.
Sure, I misunderstood you. You're right. Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah, doing advertising and prospecting. And, you know, this has kind of permeated the culture to the point where everybody is in this frenzy for more leads, more leads, more leads. You know, we just need more leads. Everything would be fine.
And sometimes you do.
Yeah, if we had more leads. And that may be the case. But in aviation, it takes longer. And a lot of people coming from other fields get really frustrated. I actually just talked with someone this morning who came from a different field other than aviation in our office hours this morning. I'm just like, why does this take so long? And, you know, the answer is it's not you. It's just, you know, that there are a lot of decisions that have to be made, a lot of people that need to be consulted. There's a lot of regulatory things, a lot of procedure things, you know, teams that need to be brought on board, you know, before they can change a procedure. There's a lot of things that have to happen before they can make a purchase. And if you're used to selling retail, it can drive you crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So phase 2 is really, really important. We actually advise that people spend at least 50% of their marketing budget outside of phase 1 on, you know, their phase 2 and phase 3, and they're building credibility and closing sales, because we do have a really long sales cycle in the aviation industry. And then phase 3, referrals, resales, and recaptures. This is where the money is made in the aviation industry, is people who know, like, and trust you already will bring you their friends who are already predisposed, and they're in the right demographic and everything else to like your product because they know about it. Your friend's been telling about them for weeks probably.
Mm-hmm.
This worked with John, I think, recently with the Tesla car, right?
Well, I didn't know anybody that had one. I just happened to talk to somebody while I was waiting on you in the store.
Well, I was shopping and John was waiting.
They drove by and I rolled the window down and said, how do you like the car?
Mm-hmm.
He said he wouldn't have anything else. I said,
That was
really?
the referral, right?
And so we talked about it a little bit, and I said, oh, okay. And then she came out, and we had time, so we went to the Tesla dealer.
And took a test drive.
Took a test drive.
Yep. And since then...
Well, I'm just waiting on a contract or two to come in, and we're going to have one.
Exactly. They are really, really cool cars, and there's a lot to talk about. But the reason that I'm bringing this up is because what brought John in to the Tesla store was a referral from a happy customer.
Right. They didn't have anything to do with phase 1 and 2.
Right. And you're not even a customer yet because you haven't actually bought one of these cars, but you have told 2 people that I know of, 3 people that I know of, at least 10 minutes of story about our experience.
And not only that, but once we purchased said vehicle from Tesla, I will not ever have another gasoline-powered car unless I want one for a toy, just to play with.
Right.
It won't be anything to use actually on trips or anything.
So now you've told all of these people.
Well, whatever.
So see, it works. Phase 3 for high-end products and for innovative products and other kinds of things. It is absolutely where the money is made. Okay, so I'm going to actually simplify this a little bit further on...
Or skip.
Okay, so we're simplifying our funnel, and this is going to be kind of magical math. Everything ends in a 0. This isn't what it's going to look like in real life, but to give you an idea, a real simple example of how this can work with a marketing funnel, we have our phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. The first thing that happens when somebody comes into contact with this fictitious company, we've got a bunch of different marketing activities going on. We have a website with some search engine optimization and maybe some paid ads and other kinds of things, bringing people to the website, to a landing page where they download a buyer's guide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We also have a trade show booth where we are handing out the buyer's guide. Maybe we have a physical form of that we're giving people in return for a business card. Okay, so that's another way that we're collecting leads for that buyer's guide. And then the third way is, people come to our website or are referred by somebody or whatever, and they just call us. Maybe we have some advertising in some local magazines or in some aviation trade journals or whatever it is.
You can cut this part out later, but I don't think I recorded the first part of this.
Okay.
All right, continue.
So other advertising and things like that, we had maybe an advertisement offering the buyer's guide, call our office and we'll send you a free copy, right? So 3 ways to get the same thing, just to keep it simple.
Yes.
Okay, so we have our advertising and prospecting activities, and let's say maybe 1,000 people came to our website, 100 people gave us their business cards at a trade show, and 10 people called the office and referred to a particular ad that was in a magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Sound completely unrealistic because everything ends in 0?
That's good enough to talk about.
Exactly. Okay, so then of all of those people, a lot of people came to the website for other reasons, just to read an article or check a phone number or look at a stat or something like that. But of all of those people in the top end of our funnel, 100 of those people requested our buyer's guide. Okay, so that's a reasonable ratio, right?
1,110 and you got 100, that's 10%, give or take.
That's 10%, right, exactly. But of those 10%, we only sold 1 product.
Again, 10%.
No, that's 1%.
That's 1%. Sorry.
Right, that's okay.
Yeah, but that's still good.
It can be good. It depends on the product or service, and it depends on what we need out
If
of
you're
the funnel.
selling Gulfstream jets, it's outstanding.
Exactly. If it is selling, software for $19.99, it's not so hot.
Right.
Right. So your ratios are going to differ, and your results are going to differ, and I can guarantee they are not all going to end in zeros.
No, but that's okay.
Exactly. So basically, we have a big number going into a smaller number, going into a smaller number. And then, of course, our phase 3, how many of those people that we sold to referred other people? And here we have half of one. So, for every 2 that we sell, one of those people makes a referral, which is pretty good. Okay, cool. So this is how a really good way to document your funnel and figure out, how many leads do we actually have coming in? Of those, how many are taking the next step in the process? And of those, how many are taking the next step in the process? And then of those, how many are making referrals? Okay, so traditional marketing, sales or marketing logic is, okay, now you know what the ratio is, you just shovel more things into the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that may or may not work.
Well, it always works, but it may not work as efficiently and effectively as you want.
As something else. And actually, it may make it less effective. So, this was a really good case with Groupon. I don't know if you remember, that was really popular a couple of years ago. I guess there's still a lot of companies that are doing it. But when it first came out, people were doing it badly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not Groupon's fault. It's just that the campaigns weren't really well thought out. And there were a lot of flight schools in particular that thought, oh, this is fantastic. We will do super low-cost discovery flights for anybody who wants one. And so they would put a super low, ridiculously low price or outlay for a discovery flight. And they would barely cover their fuel costs, maybe cover the instructor time, maybe lose money on these discovery flights, and to get a lot of leads in the top of their funnel. But then they didn't really have a process to capture those leads or qualify those people and to turn them into students for their
They
flight
didn't
school.
even pre-qualify them. A lot of people came out just to go for a ride.
Exactly. So, shoveling more water or pouring more water into the top of your funnel might actually spring more leaks, right? Because it just can't take the pressure. So, you don't want to indiscriminately decide that phase 1 is your problem and, just start advertising for more prospects and not serving them as well as you could. So, in a lot of cases, those Groupon events were crazy. They had too many people there. They didn't have a chance to talk with them. Their customer service was really lousy. They ran out of food. The hamburgers got cold. People got food poisoning. All kinds of stupid things happened because they were just managing the top end of the funnel.
And they didn't think it through.
Exactly. So what we want to do is find the holes in your funnel, and it might be, especially if you're a brand new business, you may need more leads. So it may be that that's where your problem is. But let's say in our last example that we decided that 100 going down to 1 was just too many, that 1% of people that requested the buyer's guide that we sold products to was just too much of a jump. We could do some asking around, of people that left our process and say, you know what, you requested our buyer's guide, but then you bought our competitor's product. Can you tell us why that happened? And it's just like, well, maybe I understood your competitor's product better. Or you didn't talk to me for 6 months after I requested the buyer's guide and I completely forgot that you existed. You may find out that there is something that you could do that would really convert more of those people to be customers. So maybe you need another step in your funnel. So you have people coming in that you're, doing your advertising, same website traffic, same trade show booth visits, same incoming phone calls, same number of people requesting that buyer's guide. But now we put in another step where people can request a demo, a personal demo where you'll actually look at their system and apply some things and, do some logic that makes them really understand the product a lot better. And then your sales will go up. So in this case, we took one sale and turned it into 5. So 50% of the people that went through the demo, if you had a really fantastic killer demo, and a good follow-up process after that. I'd probably want to add something else in there, but just for the sake of simplicity, let's say that would do the trick. In some cases in your funnel, if you're losing a lot of people between one step and the next, you just need to add a step rather than spending twice as much money on advertising. Right?
And the steps here, just FYI, are completely overly simplified.
Exactly. In most cases, most marketing funnels have 20 to 30 steps.
Yes.
From the beginning to the end. In aviation, it's a long sales cycle, and there's a lot of information that's usually needed to make a purchase, and usually a lot of time that's required to go through the whole process, right? So, and probably our referred numbers would go up as well. But even if that's all we did, even if all we did was change the next step, we've still exponentially improved our sales without adding any more money to the top of the funnel. Mm-hmm. Okay? So you do have to add either time or money. These things aren't magical. They aren't going to do themselves.
And customers always cost money.
Customers always cost money. So when you put together that demo, you probably had to put some money into it. You may have had to create some materials, create an outline, train your people, do a lot of different things that cost time and money. You can't just wing it with a lot of these things. The more the more scheduled, the more polished, the more together you can be with these steps, the better. And of course, you want to capture that information at every step so that you can keep continuing to improve.
Yes, the funnel itself needs to be polished immaculately.
Mm-hmm. And
you as a person do not, but the process has to be.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the best salespeople are not terribly polished, but they have really good processes and really good outlines, and they have systems that work for them. So, and that's another thing, is that you can't just do this once and leave it forever, because customers become more sophisticated. Your competitors are going to step up their game. A lot of things are going to happen, and your numbers are going to shift. So now's the beginning of the year. It's a really good time to collect your numbers and to put together something like this and say, here's where our problems are, let's fix them. But you're going to want to do that more than once. Maybe do a 6-month checkup, certainly a year checkup, and say, here's all of our systems, and here's all of the numbers going through each of them. Here's where our customers are slipping out of our, slipping between our fingers and running off to a competitor. You can't have that. You have to make sure you fix that. So, big ideas. Once again, measure everything, right?
Absolutely.
Find the holes in your funnel and spend time and money to fix it. So, next step, if you want us to help you with this, we have a marketing flight plan where we look at what you have going on. We help you compile some of this information and put it together and come up with a plan. What is going to be the best place to invest that time and money to help you make more sales. And that marketing flight plan is really the best way that we've learned to get to the bottom of that quickly and reasonably easily. It's not easy, I won't lie.
We didn't start this company to do an analysis of customers' marketing and sales procedures and processes, but that's what we end up doing before we can help.
Right. We don't want to spend your money on something that isn't going to work. And that's why we developed the flight plan, was to help us pinpoint, where is the best place for you to make those investments to improve your results.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So check out the marketing flight plan, abci1.com/flight plan, and go sell more stuff.
Zig Ziglar.
America needs the business.
Yes.
Right. So, and also subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. And do leave us a rating. We look forward to those, and do take those into account. So have a great afternoon.
And we'll see you next time.
Right.
Ciao.
Thanks for joining us for Aviation Marketing Hangar Flying, the best place to learn what really works in sales and marketing in the aviation industry. Remember to subscribe on iTunes and leave a rating.